G'day. Welcome to another stream in the Mad Dog 80, which I'm flying today between St. Petersburg in Russia and heading east to Moscow. And the airport we're going to be aiming for there is Sheremetyevo. The ICA codes for both these airports. St. Petersburg is Uniform Lima India, and Sheremetyevo is Uniform Echo. It's about an hour and 10-minute flight airtime, and we're flying in the livery of Finnair. Not that I don't think they use the MD-80 anymore. It's probably been retired, and they're probably all in Airbuses or something like that. The airport's freeware, not particularly huge airport, I notice. I'll just get that up. Where are we here? Should be seeing. No, come this way. There we go. Yeah, pretty lonely at the moment too. There's only me. Anyway. Okay, let's get down to business. And first off, what I might do is I might get some ground handling people up. But first off, what I should do is move this out of the way. The air bridge, for some reason, doesn't work with SAM or AutoGate. So what I'll do is I'll drop open the front door, the forward door, and we'll drop the stairs as well. We deploy the stairs. They'll go down, and we'll open all our cargo. Our aft door up. That's the one down here, and we'll open the cargo doors over here, which makes us ready for me to bring up ground handling. Let them all drive up. Probably we won't need their generator because we've got one already built into the rotate. So what I might do is just get rid of that one. I'll hide that one. I think everything looks okay. Don't really need ambulance. Neo Plan 1. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, I'll leave these guys do their thing and we'll concentrate on getting this aircraft started up. Now, first off, what we've got to do, of course, is put our battery on. Our position lights will come on next. And over to our emergency lighting. Just arm those. There we go. No smoking. Seat belts. Now we can request our own GPU. And that'll provide power for the buses there. Start pump will come on. Let's start up the APU. Well, before we do that, let's enter all our fuel and cargo. Don't know whether I can turn the sound down on those all those vehicles outside, unfortunately, so we'll do it from here. We're going to be working in pounds. So going by SimBrief, we've got block fuel of 20928. Our total payload is going to be 39100, and our fuel, our trip fuel, is 8211. And to that, check our landing weight. It's just under our maximum landing weight, so that's okay. We'll go back here and we'll start loading things up. Now I'm going to expedite the fuel because it's going to take another 10 minutes. Same thing with the cargo and the passengers. So while that's all happening, we should be able to go back inside. And now we can start up our APU. And we wait for our needle to come right around. In the meantime, we can go down to our, move our yoke out of the way. Let's light up our instruments, including our FMC. Needle's still coming around. Check outside if these guys are finished. They're loading, we can dismiss them. Yep. Let's get rid of them. Let them drive away. And we lift up our aft door and close our forward door and retract our stairs. Now we can close all our cargo doors. That's everything stitched up. And they're all going. Okay, back inside. We should have some power up to our APU. We can dismiss our GPU and turn these off. We need the right fuel pump to supply fuel to the APU, and the start pump can come off. Alright, let's have a look at our weather. I've already opened up Avi tab, so there's the airport, and we are sitting just here. I'll come back to that. Alright, let's get up active sky, and looking at the weather at St. Petersburg. We've got let's have some 110.03. Got some broken cloud at 1600. Got a maximum, minimum, is that a minimum of 19 degrees? Sorry, 16 degrees. Anyway, our QNH is 1019, we'll get that in. And let's get our IRS lined up. Now we can start entering some details. In our FMC, we'll get rid of that. And it's Uniform Lima India for St. Petersburg. And Sheremetyevo is Uniform Echo. Activate. Company route from Simbrief. We can activate it. Flight number Finnair is where are you? And we'll do a 50. There we go. Now, because we've already expedited our fuel and cargo, we can... oh, g'day Donut, how are you? Thanks for dropping in, mate. This should just automatically load up itself. Air reserves are 3. Can you hear me alright, Donut? I'm not quite sure whether my mic's too low or too high. We're going to be flying at 310. Our cruising wind is going to be 043. 015, and our outside temperature up there is going to be -47. Now what's the transition height for Russia? I'll have to look this up. Gee, 3,500. That's not high at all, is it? Now, why isn't the IRS aligned? I think I know why. It does this funny little thing. It should be aligned. Yeah, it's entered. Let's go back. Ident's okay. Pause in it. That's okay. ULLI, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I did align it. Let's try this again. I'll turn it off. It should have aligned. Okay, let's go. That should be right now. 1, 2. 1, 2. Enter IRS position. Alright, we'll do that. There we go. Yeah, why am I having that sort of trouble? Now, let's try enter airport runway and see what happens, eh? Now, let's check our outside temperature. I think it's -2, yeah, -16. Wow. Oh, Russia's a cold place. Now we're going to flex this aircraft today, so we'll just come down here a bit, and I'll flex to about 4 or 5. So we'll go up here. Got to keep our eye on this down here, so we know what we're doing. .45, that should be good enough. Okay, then we turn off our ART. I just got to remember to push the flex button when it comes time. Now a few more things to do. What I'll do though is I'll get rid of that noise outside with the ground handling. Makes it a bit better. Ron, Rob, how are you? Thanks for joining the stream. What's the difference between this and a Microsoft simulator? Well, big difference. Laminar Research, who came out with this many years ago, they've been upgrading to different versions, and now we've got this version 11 point something or other, and shortly we're coming out with version 12. But yeah, there's a difference simply too, because Microsoft own BI, which means that they can download all their ortho from their own setup, and then create a lot better graphics as far as the land and images are concerned. But for those of us who like X-Plane 11, it's a case of we think it just operates the aircraft a lot better. That's my opinion anyway. Okay, just now quickly we're going to have a look at my gross weight and calculate what our V1 settings are going to be there. So the gross weight was 138. So we'll come back here to here. We'll come back to the charts, our speed charts. What did I say? 180? 138. Okay, this is what we do. We just go along until we get our close to 138. So we'll take it to 139, and because we're going to be doing a flaps 11, our VR 142 and our V2 148. So 142, 148, 142, 148. And for our V1 we take off 10, that makes it 132. Execute. Why isn't that IRS not aligned? Now that's got me beat. Look at that. Just won't align. It's going to cause me all sorts of trouble, this. Position. Set IRS position. Wonder whether that helped. No, it didn't. Shouldn't be doing that. IRS not aligned. Well, I'll go up once again and I'll turn off our IRS select and see what happens. This might have to wait a bit. Shouldn't be doing this. You set IRS position. Because if I don't get this right, I'm going to have some fun and games with the FMC. Well, while that's lining, let's just have a look at the legs. See, it won't fill in everything here if it's not aligned. Very odd. Let's try it again, eh? Otherwise, what do I do? Alright. Let's see what happens. We'll let that go for a little while. Enter IRS position, alright. So you can see it wants me to enter, and that sort of matches up fairly well. So we'll enter. I'll go to the root again, and I might just enter in our origin again. I don't know if this will work, but we'll give it a shot. It's Uniform Lima Lima India. So we'll enter that. Okay. And we'll enter our destination, which is Uniform Uniform Echo Echo, and see that this should activate. It didn't activate. It should have activated. There we go. Iris not aligned. That is weird. I'll put in the company root again and see what happens. Activate. So that activates the root. IRS not aligned. I got a problem here. I'll put in 10 right. Execute, will not execute anything. Said I can't fill in my speeds, my altitudes. I think I've got a problem with the aircraft. Yeah, that's on nav, isn't it? I'll just try and align and see what happens. I won't be able to depart if I don't have all those. Oh, what a pain. Route reset, takeoff, RS not aligned. Everything else has worked out fine. And that's not working. Well, there's only one thing I can do, and if this doesn't work out, I'm just going to have to quit. Ah, dear, dear. Alright, here we go. Let's just reload the aircraft, see what happens. I wonder if I'll just, I might do it this way around. Let's say I just put the, start a new flight with the Skyhawk. Then I'll switch back to the rotate and see whether that works. Just reloading the aircraft might help. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to this fellow. Start it. If this doesn't work, I think basically it just means the X-plane needs to be reloaded altogether. Okay, I'll do a few shortcuts. We won't worry about loading it up and things like that. Let's just first off get our battery on. Make sure that's working. Okay, next thing, normally part of the routine is we put the lights on and go up here and put these on. Okay. And I know I'd have to go all through this rubbish again, but anyway, let's see. It's either going to behave itself. We're going to get the GPU.
Autopilot.
Now what we can do is we can go straight and just bypass a few things and just go to nav and come down here and light up our stuff. I'll just run off GPU for the moment. And we got that out of the way. Alright, let's try it again. Reference airport is uniform Lima, India. And we're going to uniform Echo Echo. Activate. And we won't touch the XE button until we've got our our V speeds up. That's apparently in the manual. But anyway, let's go here, and we'll go uniform Echo Echo for our company route. Activate. Flight number I set at the time was FIN for Finnair. FIN50, so we'll put that in. And our runway we're going to use is 10 right. Okay. Perf in it. I'm going to have to go through all this again. Although I could probably load directly off the sim brief, and see what happens at 0 fuel weight 117.6, and our gross weight we can put in here as 137.7. Oh God. Alright, okay. We'll fill the rest of this in. 310. We're going to have 3. Cost index is 40. We had that strange transition height. What was it, about 3,500, I think, 3500. And we had 043, 015 for our cruising wind, and it was a minus 47. Alright, and now I better go back and organise our fuel and everything again. But I do have to open the cargo doors, I know that much. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Fuel all things. 20928. We'll enter that. Total payload was 39100, and our trip fuel was 8211. Enter. And let's load it up, expedite it. Passenger, why would that be pending the passage? Oh no, I've got to open the forward door, I think. There we go. That's done. Got to remember to do that. Come back here again. And I can just ignore that for the moment. And gross weight should automatically go in now, which it has. Okay, take off. Right, that outside temperature again was minus some prosy figure. Minus 16. I'm going to have to worry about anti-ice as well too. I'm going to flex. I'll try this again. 45. And those V figures. Oh, that came off, of course. There we go. I think that'll still be on the current page. Yeah, so it was 142, 148. 142, 148, and that's a 132. Okay, here comes a moment. Execute it. Looks like it's right. Let's go back and have a look at our legs. There we go. Everything's propagated like it should have been. Let's get back to what we were doing here. We're going to now have to put on the APU. I should have had the start pump on. I'm going to worry about it. That was a lot of mucking around. I think you can close the doors too while we're here, huh? Okay, over to there. Close the cargo doors and close the front door. The forward door. There we go. And I think also we've got to put in our 1019 for our QNH. Okay, now that our APUs are fired up, we can feed it with the right fuel, and we'll put in our APU buses, and we can get rid of the GPU. And we can turn those external buses off. Start pump external power buses, we've got rid of those, so we're pretty right. Altimeters set. We've now got our IRS is set correctly by the look of it. APR mode can be set, and we've done our flex temperature. What we can do is continue on here with the GPU. We're departing 10 right, and according to SimBrief we're looking for SUG was Sierra Uniform Golf India 1C. Now there it is. We'll enter that in. Let's have a look at our legs. Looking okay there. And our arrival at Sheremetyevo is going to be, according to SimBrief, or let's have a look at the active sky and see what they say. Candidate runway based on winds 24 centre, 24 left, 24 right. Well, that's changed since SimBrief. Now let's have a look at that. Have to check the maps for that. Oh, that's a turn up. I'll sort something out. We'll just get airborne first. That might change on me again anyway. I always get caught out with the weather. Okay, so that's pretty right to go. Our speed bugs. Whoops, what am I doing here? Our speed bugs are set. I did the. I think I did the. I did. Let's have a look. Takeoff. I set the flex, which means I've got to turn off the. Come down here. Turn off the ATR. Here we go. Okay, our bleeds. Both our bleeds come on now. And we can put our galley on. We can do our witnessing. It's cold as hell out there. Let's get our anti-fog on. And our yaw damper can come on. Logo light I'll put on. Radio vac Venturi fan should come on. Cabin pressure is going to be automatically set. Fuel use reset. Let's have a quick look at that. It should reset that. Our hydraulic pumps now can go to low. And our transponder should be over to standby. Right, finally getting somewhere. That comes on. Just to that one. One of the bleeds can go off now. We'll do our cross pneumatic valves. 1, 2. And now we have to turn the galley off again, unfortunately. And our fuel pump. All our fuel on. Now let's have a look to see whether we're going to be using any center tank on this, which we are, so that'll come on too. Both the bleeds come off now. We put our transfer pumps on here. Position and strobe can come on. Anti-collision could come on, and transponder goes to XPDR. Flight director's on. They both come on together. Maximum bank angle is usually about 15. That one there. That's 15. Heading of our runway, just looking at my maps here. 28. Well, we're going 28 right. No, we're doing 10 right. And the heading on that is 85. Well, no, it's 95 degrees. I'll have a look on the Avi tab and come back to our airport here. Yep, I can read that better there. That's 10, that's 95. Okay, we'll set our heading at 95. That's already on 95. Good for me. Our altitude set, we're going up to 310 flight level. Set our speed here. I'm going to try and bug out of here at about what will we choose today? A bit too much. Well, I don't want the Mac. Let's come back to about 220, and then we can bug up to 250. Now we've got to set our zero fuel weight reset here on here. So our zero fuel weight is 117.6. We'll just keep dragging this over. Let it go, and it resets gross weight. There we go. So 138. Yeah, I'd say we're pretty right to get our pushback organised. There's snow on the ground. I'm a bit concerned about that. I know we've got our anti-fog, anti-ice on. I'm going to think seriously about putting our anti-ice on our engine and for our airfoil. I think it's probably a good idea with that outside temperature. Fuel heat, do I need fuel heat? Probably. We can put that on. Okay, let's have a quick look at where we need to go. 10 right, 10 right. We need to bring our tail back here and taxi down to there. To the left. Yeah. How far back can we taxi here before we catch us? Find our taxiway line. I'll come down to here. Am I going the right way? Thought it was left. I better double check that. It's to the left. Try that again. That's more like it. How far down can we come? It's a big area, isn't it, for turning? Well, we don't need to come all that way. I think this is where it probably wants us to turn, is pretty close to the mark.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledge. Tell me through the menu when you are ready.
Well, he's got the right accent, that guy. Okay, here we go. Better push back. Start the push back.
Ground to cockpit. Tower is driving up.
Okay, now let's do our long trim. Our centre of gravity is 8. Okay, so down we go. Come over here. Set our CG at 8. Come down a bit. Going to be using flaps 11. Set that 11. Over here too, we're going to put our flap setting at 11. That looks about right. And we could bring our trim down and match it up, which should be between 7 and 8.
stabilizer motion.
Stabilizer.
Okay, all doors and hatch are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, that's set nicely. Back here to legs. And wait for the hookup. Wouldn't be a bad idea if I just checked to see how our steps are, eh? Should be pretty straightforward till we get down to there.
Tower connected and bypass pin inserted. Ready, parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let's have our N2. Should start to rise. And it isn't, because I probably have got to put both of the, yeah, it looks like my see if that works. Yeah, what did I do wrong? N2's not rising. Wrong engine maybe. Try it again. I missed something there. Okay, we've got our air conditioning, our air, bleed air's okay, it's working all right. System A is working. Let's just take these back off. Start valve open. Nope. It can only be the bleed.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting valve. Please stand by.
No. I think I've got to turn this off. Yeah, it should work. No, it isn't. Something I've done, I haven't done. Should be working. You can go. And I've done everything.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
I'll certainly try to, but I've got to get this bird started up and she won't start. Does not want to start. Maybe shouldn't have the ice on, eh? Let's try that. We'll turn that off. Still nothing. That switch shouldn't be coming back. It's supposed to stay down. And that's got me beat. Can't be the HB bleeds, surely. Turn them off. Is that better? There we go. Not having a good day, am I? Fly guy, good day, mate. Not one of my better days, fly guy. Not one of my better ones. Took me ages to get this thing up and operating today. I've lost about 3/4 of an hour at least. It just wouldn't work for me. Alright, let's try this. I think we're right now as far as startup. Yep, there we go. You should hear the buses kick over. That's better. Now we're cooking. Yeah, those switches have got to stay down. If they keep flicking back, you know, something's not quite right. And once the N2's rising, you know things are good there too. So we're into round about 2021, like so. Open the fuel up. Jump up here, wait for the buses to go. There we go. Okay, that switch comes off. We put our ignition switches up and out of the way. The bleed air comes off. The APU buses come off. Whoop, wrong one. Up there, up there. And we turn off the APU altogether. We can put our galley back on. Fuel heat is on, I hope. Haven't had to set that. It's the first time I've had to worry about that. And our pitot hydraulic pumps can now come to high. And get rid of the pneumatic crossfeed valve. We can set this fella to take off. The HB bleeds, which are always the ones that give trouble, they go to auto. And we can arm the speed brake. We're going to get out of here as soon as we can. Our trim's right. Flaps 1, 2. Okay. We can arm our RTO. Nose light to dim. We can turn the timer on. Got to make sure you don't hit that one there. It changes the hours in X-Plane. XP72 had some problems with it one day. Okay, we can put on our weather radar. And the old transponder will go up to TARA. And we're ready to taxi. Let's get out of here. Do a quick check on our controls. Move him out of the way. There's our pedals. That comes off. And let's move this girl. And of course, what have I done wrong? I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. Certainly has been one of those days. Okay. It's a bit dark in the cockpit there, isn't it? Let's brighten things up a bit. Let's jump ourselves ahead a bit and we'll put our flex takeoff ready. Now that the engines are running, I think I'd better go back and put this these anti-ice on. Am I skidding around? I hope not. Now we can check out to see whether our long trim's okay. If it's not, Betty will scream. There we go, that's alright. There looks like some Russian aircraft over there. What's that one? TU-154 or something like that. Bit of a taxi, right down the other end there. And I'll be using IAS today for climb out. And once we get up, I can climb out at 220. I think that will look after the vertical the speed. Yeah, it's supposed to be ice, I think, or snow on the runway there. I would imagine that with X-Plane 12 at Lamino will probably make that look a bit better. Let's hope so. Nearly there. Thank God, my God. Yep, here we go. There's some braking. Okay, repo limiter comes on. Let's get out. And we'll put our nose light on as well. Fixion, how are you? Thanks for dropping
Approaching
in.
10 right.
Okay, we can hit Toga even early. That's Toga.
On runway 10 right.
Let's go. Then our auto throttle comes on. Airspeed's alive, we're at 80 knots already. Wow, that was quick. And already we're coming up to V1, so we can rotate. That was early. Here we go, positive rate. Gear up. Trim her down, she'll want to climb this one. Okay, this is where we start doing our work. That's 212. We get our autopilot on and we go to climb mode. And what's it doing? Aircraft, behave yourself. We'll put on our nav track. Indicated airspeed to 20. Shouldn't climb that hard. Let's get our flaps up. That's better. Yeah, good, Vexiana. Didn't have a good start with this today. Couldn't get the IRL to align. Yeah, what's she doing now? I know it likes to climb, but look at that. Make sure our flaps all the way up. Let's just go over to VNAV and see what happens. It should smooth things out again. 223. That was a good choice. Now it's 250. Now it'll bug up to 250. And already we're over 3,500. We can go back to 113 there. There we go. Okay, let's make sure we're on track, eh? Yep. And it's still on the same heading. But that was pretty much just straight out. No turns to do. Yeah, I tell you what, Big Sound, that was, you just get one of those days when nothing seems to go quite right. Let's hope it smooths itself out now. Geez, she climbs, doesn't she, this one? Boy, yeah, up to 10,000 nearly already. So we've got our EPR mode on flex. Oh, sorry, now it's on climb, which it should be. We can switch that one back to auto. Yep, she's sitting nicely there. We're going to put our auto brake selector to off, and our speed brake can be retracted. Our transfer pumps can go off, and we may as well let the guys walk around and go to auto. Yeah, Vixit, on top of that too, I had a crash to desktop yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Just like that. Bang, for the first time for a long time. Right in the middle of a flight. You know. Anyway, I got the Microsoft debug and checked out the memory file, and it looks like it could have been a driver for my SATEC throttles. The other one, it normally can be as the NVIDIA drivers, so I made sure I downloaded the latest of those as well. But you don't want those where just everything dies. It's one thing to have a crash in X-Plane or Microsoft, but when the whole computer gets that blue screen and says, we're going to restart your computer for you. There we go. Settle down a bit. Let's have a look and see what we're in store for, down at Sheremetyevo. Just try and see if I can refresh that. Yeah, usually the blue screens, it is a driver problem, and particularly with if you got like me, if you got an NVIDIA card, sometimes the update gives you more trouble than the one that's updating. Okay, what have we got here? We got all the 2.4s, Well, let's have a look to see what we got. Ooh, click that, that's better. First off, our airport, put him up because, and we'll have a look and see the 2.4s, what they're doing. You've got, that's one way over here. Look at that. That's 2.4 right. Look at the taxi over to the terminals there. Looks like they must have thrown that airport in at a later date. So 2.4 central, 2.4 left. Now I'm not fussed on a big long taxi over to the terminal, so 2.4 central looks like a good proposition. Okay. First off, we'll have a look at arrivals. Maybe we can get something out of this. Have a look at my waypoints and see what's last on the list. Naaman. And I bet you there's no Naaman here. Look at all. Oh yes, there is, by gee. Why'd you do that on me? Don't want. Let's have a look at this one first and see if it puts for our centre, 2-4 centre. Yeah, Vixen, I don't get them that often. I've only had 2 in the last 6 months. So we got Naaman here who's given us all runways arrivals. So where's the... there, okay. I can see. It's going to be one of those vector jobs, I think. Okay, we didn't want that one. That came on. That got that accidentally. Didn't want that, but this is one of them. Makes sense. Where's Naaman? There we go. So we should be coming down here, and then we'll probably get the vectoring around. I bet you there's vectors on this. Let's have a look. Let's go back, and we're going to go for approach. Probably an ILS. 2-4 centre is just a localiser. Oh no, we've got a Cat 3 here. Or have we? Gee, look at that. There we go. We got a Cat 2, Cat 3 there. We'll stick to the centre one. No, Vixen, no overclocks at all. Although, hang on a minute. I might have tweaked the video card, but only very slightly. Now I can see what they're doing. They're going to bring us in here. Gee, that's a sharp turn there. Wow. Oh well. Okay, let's see what we can do with the FMC. There's a whole long list of approaches here, so we'd better look at them. Okay. Here's an ILS 24 right, 24 centre. Be all yet. And navs down here. Quite a lot going for it. It's a big airport. But I'll be guessing that that one above here is going to be the one. Now let's see if we can get our name in. There we go. Is that a 13E or let's go back over here. Just might have a look at my other setup over here. My other charts. See if little nav map can help me out a bit. I'm going to get an all runways for sure here. Have a look. Okay. So let's try our 13 Echo and see what happens. And our Foxtrot No, Foxtrot's off to one side. I'd say it's the 1-3 Echo. And then we're going to be looking probably at the ILS. That's GNSS. There's the ILS, and insert that. Yep, that's going to be a big turn at the end, but we've got to live with it. I don't know so much with Vixen with those blue screens. They can be very disappointing if you're, into a flight and it just bang, just goes. Let's have a look at this anyway. We'll go down on our distances, our range, and we'll go through our steps. They're just telling me I'm 1,000 feet below top of climb. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. We're going to do this big wide turn. Sharp turn. Wow, that's sharp. I would have liked to vector out here a bit. Yeah, it would have been good. A nice big hold area over there, but this is where it's going to slip in, just like this. I bet you it comes into Echo Echo 078 for sure. Arkwood. There's Arkwood in there. No, it isn't. What do we got? Arkwood, we've got Echo Echo 075 and Olds on. Echo Echo 142. Oh, there we are. There's Echo Echo. That's right on the end. Yep. Well, let's go back up there. No, Figgle Tabuz Kezu. There's Kezu. Right. And then we've got to swing around. I would have liked to have had a vector out here a bit. I don't know if I can vector myself out. Do some cheating. Wow, we're nearly up the top of the descent already. Well, not that far, is it? Let's have a look. 122. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take a few notes. Alright, let's look at that missed approach. I'll have to go through all that. What do we got? We've got 111.3 for our frequency, and our course on that's 244. Cat 3. Okay. Missed approach climbed 3,000 to Akfall mandatory 210 knots, then turn right to Dufar. Max 220 knots, then to Kesvu, mandatory 220 knots, then according to the chart as directed. There's no DMEs, eh? Okay, what do we got here? We've got a 2,500 to Umlo, but then we've got our mandatory for our initial approach fix. It's going to be 2,000 feet. And we're going to have our transition altitude. Oh, Oh, it's different over Moscow. Look at that. 3,500 St. Petersburg, but 10,000 at Moscow. Interesting. Okay, here's our Cat 3. That's Australian standard. You tend to do shorter hauls, long hauls make you nervous. You actually, I'm not nervous about long hauls. It's just that it can get pretty boring, really. I don't know how the guys do it when they, go for 6 hours. If you've got somebody to talk to when you're streaming, I suppose it's all right. But if you're by yourself, you really spend a lot of time watching YouTube vids. Let's get our, pardon me, that's a 0.3, it's 111.3, and we're looking at 244. Done. Okay, let's have a look at our initial approaches. 28. I like it flap 28. 137. Add on 5 for that, because this aircraft likes to be a bit over 140 knots when it slams down. Good. And while we're at it, let me see. We've got to go down here, and that should be normal. Should have put that above on the way up, but doesn't matter. And we can go over to cruise mode. We should have done this earlier. Not that it makes a big difference. I would say our center tank's empty, so we've probably got a warning up here. Let's close them off. And we still got our airflow ice pressure abnormal. Don't know what that's supposed to mean. Let's have a look at our outside temperature. Minus 29. Well, we didn't get an icing warning. Yeah, that's the ice, that's the airflow one. We'll turn that off. Okay, let's open this up and check our progress. 79. It didn't take long to come up. Oh yes, Vixen, it is. Oh. Yeah, like I say, I'm just amazed at how some of the guys can do these extra long flights, across the Pacific You know, to LA to Sydney, for example, that's a long way. I forget how many hours that is, but it's quite a way. It's got to be over 12 hours. And then, of course, you've got to cross the pond. Let's get that, what did I say, we're nearly top of climb, and that was 2,000, wasn't it? I still reckon I'm going to see myself vectoring here. This depends if I can get the speed right down for the turn. That's so close. Pardon me, we've got a mandatory 180 at 3,000 at Olson. Don't even have Olson in there. Have I got the right one? I think I have. T4 centre. So there's their Cat 2, Cat 3. These are our RNMPs and GLSs, and just a straightforward ILS 24C. We'll have a look at it just out of curiosity. It looks exactly the same, doesn't it? There's the Echo 78 and the Arcud. I don't have any of them. Yeah, I wonder whether I put in the right one. Just go through these a little bit. So it's alpha localizer. Yeah, looks right. What's for the ILS 24 centre? Yeah, you're right, Vixen. Yeah, just sitting there, unless you've got something to do to one side, like I say, watch a few vids. DSUD, let's go back. That's 128 degrees. Should line up now. Yep. 40 nautical miles before our top of descent. And a quick look to see what our QNH is down there. It's 1011. Unfortunately, for me to set the landing up top here, it's got to be in inches. So what I do to cheat a little bit, 1011. I just come back here a bit and it tells me it's 2985. So I go up here and I set that there. I should set the landing altitude as well. And I can check my charts for that. .629, it's probably on here. It's probably on here as well. It's our 629. Where is that? I'm blind. Oh, there it is, 6:30, and we're descending. It's about right. And we can go on the set our transponder direction below. And we can change our EPR over to climb. Even though we're descending, we hit the climb button. And down we go. Haven't had much of a look outside, have I? Not there's much to see. It's Mother Russia down there. What are we going down to? Down to flight level 177. And it looks like we're going to maintain that P58 for quite a way. Until we get to Feigl. at 250, and we should be just below 12, 120 at that point. And I'll just double check with our active sky to make sure nothing's changed, and tells me I've got to land at a different one, so looks pretty good. It's keeping to the 2-4s. Looks like we've got Cavoc down there too, so that shouldn't have to worry too much about any crosswinds, I hope. Again, 1011 is our QNH. And it's showing me 2-4 left here. Oh, hang on, no, 2-4 centre, that's okay. 2-4 left and 2-4 centre. Expected winds 310 at 8 knots, that should be alright. Two 80 altitude 675. Yeah, but it will speed 2,000 feet a minute. Speed 272, a little bit below 28, but it's okay. It's actually showing a bit more over there. So fuel 13.7. Let's have a look at our approach. Well, that's that spare one. That's our arrival. We should be seeing ourselves here somewhere. Not picking it up yet. I don't think we're at naming yet, are we? Oh no, we're still a fair way off there. Got another 20 odd knots, 20 odd nautical miles, and then we should start to see ourselves here. I am seriously thinking of factoring myself. So what we got there, is that 3.3? It's between Umlol and Olson. That's a pretty steep. Yeah, that's very steep. .3 miles. That I might be able to squeeze it in. Yep, I think I might have to go with that. Are you good with girls? No. I've always seen that this girl that I think's pretty, and I don't know how to approach her. You got any tips? Oh gosh. Oh dear, oh dear. I'll tell you something funny. I'm married, and it wasn't me that made the approach. I turned up at way back then, what we used to call a sound lounge, and I turned up, with the boys just to have a good night out, and went over and asked my wife, asked her for a dance, got up and danced, and we danced a lot during the night, and I took her home, and a little bit of a kiss and a cuddle in the car, and I thought, well, that was going to be it, but I went to the same sound lounge 2 weeks later and walked down the stairs into the place, and she come out and grabbed me. And the rest is history. Wow. But how to approach a girl? Yeah. Well, before I met my wife, I would say I was probably as nervous as hell. Self-conscious, I suppose, as well. And it's some funny stories I could tell you about approaching girls. I used to go to another sound lounge where I lived, and the girls that used to turn up there were just gorgeous. And one in particular was just, your tongue was hanging out. But it was funny, not one guy asked her for a dance. And I figured the reason was that, like me, they were nervous and they were scared of getting a knockback, But my mate, who was a very tall guy by the name, and we had the nickname Tiny. I'll tell you now, he was ugly as hell. Really, he was ugly. But he'd just go over and ask her for a dance, and bang, she couldn't wait. And I asked him later, I said, how come you could pull the girls like that? And he said, I figure out that a lot of the really pretty girls can't understand why the guys don't ask for a dance, and they feel self-conscious, that they think that they're not good looking when they're absolute stunners. And by the time someone comes up and asks for a dance, they're just desperate. And believe me, you would not believe the good-looking girls that guy could pick up. You would not believe it. And I swear to you, yes, he was as ugly as they came. Okay, let's go back. But as far as actually approaching them, I think you've got to be yourself. Don't put on an act. Just be yourself. Let's get our seatbelt sign on, eh? And also the thing is, Vixen, I'll tell you one thing, it can hurt, yes, if you're emotionally involved with a girl and after so long she says goodbye, that's it, I don't like you anymore. Well, you know what, there's nothing you can do about it. If they feel that way, that they don't want to be with you, you've just got to accept it. And it's true, the old saying, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and after you get over all your emotional problems, it's not so bad. Yeah, mate, you've got to build up the confidence. You know what the worst is? The worst is she can say, no, not interested. That's the worst she can say, right? Okay, now we're coming up with some interesting things. Better keep my eye on the ball here. What have we got? 250. We've got 4 nautical miles to get ourselves to 250 and down to 240. A bit reluctant about using the speed brake. I tell you one thing, Vixen, it's better when the girls chase you. You don't have to chase them. And I had a nephew like that. He had to fight them off. Honestly, and he was still only about 15 or 16, and they just wouldn't leave him alone. And I remember talking to he was my brother-in-law. He said he was actually crying because they wouldn't leave him alone. I thought, geez, I wished I would have been that lucky. Okay, I might set this to the actual runway heading and be done with it. Okay, I better check our speed now. We've got to get it down, and I would say it needs a bit of help. I see the auto throttle doesn't like that. Maybe not so rough on it, eh? Come back a bit. Oh, Vixen, I know the feeling. Let's have a look and see how we're going here. There's our big turn coming up. Put it down to 10. Looks like the green banana says we're going to be down to 2. Around about there, I think. Let's have a look. What have we got our speed at? Oh, it's coming down to 240 now. It's going to be 240 for a while. Another 8, 5, 13 nautical miles. Then we got another 13 on top of that. So I'm going to try and not use this. So I'm going to arm it now. And because this aircraft just loves anything like gear down at 300 or flaps, what we'll do is we'll put out our slats. And I'm going to set the auto brakes at medium. I think it's a fairly long runway. Vixen, you'll get over that. You'll get over it. And the more you do talk to people, rather than SMSing and all that sort of stuff, when you can talk face to face more with people, then you get more confidence. But I tell you what, the hardest thing to do is to stand up in front of an audience to give a lecture, believe me. But once you've done that a few times, it's not too bad. Okay, what are we at? 240 still. So what I might do now is I think I'm going to do a FMS override and just drop the speed down to what I want, which will be about 210 for a little bit. You don't want to slow down. Let's go full slats out, and we can even throw flaps 1. We should be coming onto the turn. This is going to be a very quick turn by the look of it. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we're going to be turning right in a minute. So what have we got? 200. I'm going to drop this right back to about 175 so that we can line up. And what do we got? Flaps setting now. We've got flaps 11. Let's go 15. Okay, mate, let's see you do the right turn.
Altitude.
Probably a bit too early. Yeah, I know you want the gear down. I'll bring up the flaps 1. Probably a bit too premature then.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Yeah, I know, Betty.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Yeah, I know, Betty.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
This might keep you quiet.
Altitude.
Let's take it down.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Yeah, alright, okay. Gear down will help. Okay, let's arm out. Auto brake. Bit earlier than I wanted, but it'll do. Yeah, Betty didn't like it because I should have had the gear down by the time I dropped back down to 175. Let's try it now. I'll maintain this. I thought we were going to do the turn a bit earlier because of the display, but I was wrong. You can't see it back there. I thought we were supposed to turn right, but it was a bit too premature. We should start to see something here soon with ILS and the D4 lock, so we'll see what happens. Airport should be over this way somewhere. Yeah, too slow an approach. I should have let it go a bit faster than that. And anyway, we're going to do our turn now. We should see some action with Borlock and the ILS, I hope. With 2-4, we should be coming down. Yeah, it's dropping. Now we should be doing a fairly sharp turn. There we go, round and round. Now's where I should have put the gear down. She wouldn't shut up until I did, so Okay, let's see. Are we going to get ourselves lined up nicely here? There's a V. Now we're getting down to the 2000 initial approach. Oh gee, I hope I got the right frequency in. Let's have a quick look, eh? Triple 13. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to capture the ILS on this, so it looks like we're going to have to take it over manually and do a manual.
Stabilizer motion. Autopilot.
Now we've got to aim for the centre. Check. It's going to be a bit of a hot approach, this one.
Approaching 24 left.
Ah, left. I don't want left, I want centre. Let's sidestep.
500.
How come I wasn't lined up on the centre then? That's
400.
Approaching runways.
runways. Well, I know.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Long landing. Acceptable. There we go. Yeah, thanks Alberto. I only just got it. I nearly had on the bloody wrong. I don't know why that happened. I have no idea. But I saved the day. Yeah, she does this. She doesn't want to move sometimes. There we go. Let's get that off. Let's get her onto dim. I know I forgot to do something, was to put the ignition switch over to both. Well, you guys didn't see that though, did you? Let's clean her up a bit, eh? Get all our stuff up. I think our speed brake should be down, which it is. No, it isn't. It didn't go down automatically, so we'll just it'll help it. And my cockpit went dark all of a sudden. One thing, well, two we can do is come down here and turn this fella back to off, and this can go normal, and we can go over to XPDR, and let's go looking for a place to, I think over to the right there. HD, g'day mate. Now I hope you guys can pronounce the name of this airport, because I can. It's Sheremetyevo. And we'll get our that going. Now, for some reason I didn't capture the ILS at all. I don't know why. But thanks, Vixen, for joining. Hope you have success with your little venture. Stay cool, that's all I can say. Doesn't look like I've got a marshal to help me in here today. We'll do it all ourselves. This airport, by the way, is default. I know Dreswecki has got one out, but unless you fly it here a lot, it's a case of, well, do you want to spend, I think it's $26. There we go. And I had a quick look at the Dreswecki one. It looks damn good. But as I say, it's, if I was flying here a lot, I'd go for it. Okay, nose lights off. We got our flight directors off. What have we got up top here? We got to cut some of our fuel off. We'll leave that one on for the APU. We can cut our engines. We've got our IP available.
Autopilot.
And there we go. Now I don't think the air bridge is going to come over because it doesn't have SAM. I can try it, but I don't think it's going to work. No, it's not going to work. Doesn't matter. What was that airport you and FTP pronounced? What, this one? Let's have a quick look and see how bad a landing that was. I think I didn't do too bad considering it. I don't know why it lined me up to the left instead of the right, and I put it in. Sorry, this is the centre, so you go figure that one. I think by then by here, let's go back a bit. Yeah. Whoa, how was that? And look at that side step. Broke all the rules then. Yeah, look at that nose down. Something uncle that sounded funny. I got that angle not too bad right now. That's about the right angle to come in. nodes, although I had to lift up a bit there because I think it was too low. Well, a little bit of porpoising there. Oh, that's a good angle. That's spot on, but I think I took too long to put the nose down. Yes, see, I lifted it up there. Whoa, I actually bounced, yep. Yeah, whoa. No, that wasn't so good. Okay, let's just back up a bit and have a look. Didn't realise I bounced, didn't feel it. So anyway, it happened. Otherwise, if I would have stayed down, it would have been good. Whoa, look at that. See, flex the wings a bit then. Just a quick one up, back up again. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, I'm just going to go the other one. Probably the one I should have been on. Here we go. Yep, bouncy, bouncy. Quick. Through the. Here's where I was swinging over. Gee, Alberta, that's a long time ago. Touched down there, but see what happened. She lifted up. Ah, well, could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. That was last minute shift over threw me a bit. Yes, see, I should have put it down then. And there we are. Okay, that's about it for me. Hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, it went a lot longer than I anticipated because of all the problems I had loading the aircraft, etc. But anyway, we got there and we landed at Sheremetyevo in Moscow. So I'll thank everybody who did join in, starting at the top with Ron Rolf, Fly Guy, Vixen, and down to Alberto, my friend, HD, and Black Knight. Oh God, Black Knight. Damn Spags. Yep, just woke up, man. Saw you. At least you got the landing, did you? Wasn't too bad. Nearly messed it up though. You know, with the right. I don't know why I got that white line me up for left when I programmed in right, centre. So you go figure. It's one of those little quirks. But anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. And see you next time. See ya.